absolutely on fire. And I have to kind of attribute that to Kerrigan over here dancing a jig on the stage. So good for him. He's got the crowd behind him, and I do feel like that's something they could play with in the back of their pocket. Thank you very much, gentlemen. This does mean that the game is starting. Analysts stop talk, start match. Well, guess what? We're going to do the damn thing. It's FaZe v Cloud9 in Rio.
Oh, you want to do the damn thing, Stunner? We'll do it. And we're going to do it real loud, I think, in here. Kerrigan wasting no time to try and get this crowd on his side. But, I mean, we are talking about a Cloud9 CT side on overpass that was impenetrable throughout the challenger stage. Yes, the T side, massive questions, struggles undoubtedly. However, maybe this FaZe Clan game plan that they have been building and structuring and refusing to practice Cloud9 for is going to be shown here in full display. It's time to find out.
I might be a little yabby this game because there's actually so much to talk about as we get started with the amount of context coming out of challengers. And we'll kick it off with Rock seeing a first target getting hit out instantly, getting a little damage off, but giving up long. And now his only support on A is down 2. That's Exile. Every T round in the pocket for Cloud9 is going to mean the world to them because it's no secret that they've been struggling here. And we'll talk about why in a second, but okay.
Rain brings it back. Ooh, Rain brings it back. That's 2 nasty little taps, and he's got Cloud9 kind of scrambling. Ooh, they thought they were going to get this A site for free, but Kerrigan still holding. Rain comes through with another, and what do you know? It's just Inters left up. He's going to look for that headshot back towards short side, and he disengages for the moment. Now he doesn't have the bomb. Poor him.
Yeah, I think he's running the flank because there's so much noise here. He's like, okay, I can get out of the situation. He's coming back the long way. This was interesting here. Rain is looking to track down this rotation, and he found himself in the winning position now. This is going to be, I'm going to say, pretty impossible for Inters to figure out. Yeah. Huge. Rain, MVP of Antwerp, right, and a player who has some inconsistency on outside of that, but at big events, he is the guy to watch. He's also the most important player for FaZe Clan on a few maps right now. One of these is probably Overpass as well.
What a shot.
CT side controlling Con. So not surprised that he's able to pull out these kills. Still surprised that Cloud9 lose, however, because Exile, he's got the kill to the top of stairs. Then it should be easy, playing back and holding. And again, it's that pendulum strap wrapping around too long, holding onto the rotation. So the rotation is forever from the T side to go all the way through spawn. But they let that go, let players flood out of the stairs, and the shots came in. And Kerrigan is soaking it up. He was dancing before the game went live, up on stage. Twist can he even use both eyes right now? Is this like Adesanya when he only breathes through his nose for the like 5 rounds straight? Just to scare his opponents. Twist using one eye to play.
Power tactics, man.
So what's interesting about Cloud9, and this makes it even more interesting, is they are, they're having like 4 T rounds basically on Overpass and still winning their maps. And a lot of people, Overpass the most CT-sided map right now, just period, especially at this tournament. And Cloud9, I've noticed a complete difference in approach to their game plan. A lot of their defaulting rounds that they used to do in previous metas just a few months ago, they would run their 5-man strat, spread the map, work it, let XL work B side, and eventually find kills and pick people apart like they do on most maps. But now they're actually doing really heavy contact explodes. And so FaZe can thank Rain, of course, for that. Yeah,
that they can. And, Stunna said it right before the pre-show. Rain, the kind of guy who, as you get 3 kills in the pistol, then you know you're getting that spectacular type of Rain. Somebody who, as Maniac alluded to, maybe dropped off ever so slightly in the last few months, but what do you know? Shiro trying to slide, and Rain will catch that headshot in an instant. So it really is true. When he starts hot, he continues through, and he's not going to stop here, re-aggressing back around through the end of the bathrooms. Gets caught by the headshot, and will fall to 53, but retreats easily behind the rock. It's more and more cover for Rain. It's more and more kills for Rain, and it's a 2-0 start for FaZe.
And Rain's a little bit Brazilian because Overpass has always been a pretty Brazilian map. FaZe have always played Overpass, and Rain's playstyle is derived directly from Fur's Overpass. And so that makes Rain a little Brazilian. to see this gun getting used a little bit more. The spray's wild, but first bullet is solid.
Yeah, just tap.
Better than the AK for sure.
Rain's going to be tested slowly coming out of massive shadow advantage, but Hobbit's quick on the refrag. And so C9 will find that equalizing 4v4. Shiro posts his rifle scope all the way down long, and despite there being nothing shown towards long side, we do have a 3-player setup on this A site, so FaZe wastes no time to replace Rain at the front. Rop slides in, perfect spot for his SMG, but Hobbit's not far behind him. Inter's thinking about going and clearing connectors, just so C9 can have this little insurance policy that there's not anybody on the fastest flank. Door off the hinges, opens the possibility. Rop's still in the pocket.
This is an insanely weak A-site hold right now from FaZe Clan, so Rop's just hoping that they just forget about him. Or they fake and go B without crossing divider, which is something they could do.
Oh, they don't clear, but Axile, good answer. Snaps it back into Rops. The lesser weapon falls, twists, burned forward, and now it's just about Brokey. But Axile's not going to fall for that twice. This time as he gets into sight, it's a hard clear, and it's good to see Cloud9 winning a straight-up rifle round because we know how far and few between they were in the Challenger stage.
Yeah, and this is a round where they actually default, which, you know, there will be defaults in here. I just expect to see less. But if the game plan works on the default, I expect to just them adapt and continue to use them, because in their particular head-to-head versus FaZe, they of course love playing, well, Nafty says he's tired of playing against them, but they do a good job versus FaZe Clan very often. You know, they're overpassed very well. So if in the Challenger stage, they started to bring out this execute heavy style because of the teams they were playing against, less experience, and they were like hitting them with things they weren't used to, that makes sense. But maybe in this one, they're like, all right, let's go back to our old trick, see if that works. If not, maybe we'll bring in this new style we've been pulling out. But that's a very good default win there.
Easy first pickup for Brokey. First op kill of the map finds itself down through Monster. Kerrigan the only limitation on the FAMAS. It's very little utility here for FaZe in the face of the full exec. C9 gonna replace that corpse with Axile. Everybody remembers a Brokey pillar clip. He's got 2 more players coming out from Monster. Kerrigan holds the line. Double FAMAS kill. Goes back towards short. And it's even Kerrigan in with a 3rd one. Twists is going to put an end to C9's B site hopes. FaZe win one right back.
You know, if we looked at Nitro on that first map and thought, oh, the aim was a little bit questionable from Nitro. Looking at Kerrigan, this looks sharper than usual. That was really nice, especially to do it with the FAMAS, no small feat. Yeah, you're right. Anytime there is a kind of a pillar, the temple before they have that window open, positions like that, Brokey is one of the best in the world at easily, having a great year overall on top of things.
Just those high pressure moments, right? That's where I feel like Brokey really thrives.
Kerrigan made an interesting comment about how you normally have to earn the ability to play in front of a crowd, and that's like one of the big, you know, things that you want to try to work towards, of course. But for FaZe, literally not winning this tournament is anything except for winning the tournament is a complete failure, right? It's an abject failure, I think, because they're the reigning major champions, looking to defend, looking for an era, looking for a grand slam. I mean, there are so many things tying this together for them, and they're in great form.
Kerrigan, another clean one. Hobbit tries to press in through the Monster. Brokey starts to work down connector. He'll be met by Shiro. Working with the AK, it's a quick kill. Won't be able to get the second just yet, but Rain is low as Twist continues to hold off on B. Shiro, no, not gonna find a second. Rain, statuesque inside connector. Gonna keep Cloud9's hopes at bay.
Okay, so this is the moment where I'm like, okay, we see a lot of cute kills on off angles here from FaZe. They talked about bringing in a game plan, not practicing versus Cloud9 for a matchup like this. If the casual fan out there doesn't watch that much CS, you better believe Overpass is one of the most important maps in the series between these two teams in the head-to-head. So something that they've definitely given a lot of thought to.
With it being that important in the series, do you think it's specifically something that FaZe, as Kerrigan said, right, didn't practice versus Cloud9? I feel like you don't hear that often when it comes to, you know...
Well, actually, most teams don't play each other if they think they're going to play each other in matches. So I was actually surprised to hear that comment because I would have assumed that's a given. A lot of teams that we see come up, like, for example, when Cloud9 were Gambit youngsters, and they were playing against some of the top teams, they already had a lot of experience in scrims versus them because they were good enough to give them good practice and still not play them in tournament. And that's part of the reason that teams get better in the first place. They get to play tier 1 teams in scrims because they don't want to show the top teams what they're working with, right? Not allowed to record demos in scrims and stuff like that and share that information with other teams. So I thought that would have been a given. I was actually surprised to hear there was a chance they might have practiced against Cloud9 on other times. But yeah, I mean, him making it a point just to say we respect them and we're taking them very seriously makes a lot of sense. Now, the thing is, the head-to-head doesn't feel like it matters as much to me right now because we know FaZe can win and we know Cloud9 can win. But when we looked at the form out of challengers, it didn't look good enough from Cloud9, and T-side is a massive problem that will get exposed by a team like FaZe Clan for sure. But Axile actually is the other interesting talking point because Cloud9 won all their overpass games in the challenger stage. So this is a great map for them to try and play. I don't think 4 rounds of T-side is going to be enough versus FaZe like it was versus Gamer Legion or some of the other rosters. But Axile, he had 4 positive HLTV ratings in the challenger stage. 3 of them were on overpass. So it wasn't a bad map for him there. Whereas we've seen him look incredibly human. Not bad, but human across the challenger stage outside of overpass. He was actually pretty exceptional on this map.
Right back into the action though, off the tack pause. Rops, oh, he slid into the playground. This has gone unchecked. He's gonna have that gap beneath the wood wall, so easy to keep an eye on the panel. We will judge him closely as he decides to activate. He's going to hear this movement. Down goes Nafany and enters. One of the 2 rifles that Cloud9 limp into round 6 with gets dropped in a place where it will not be retrieved. So it seems Shiro could take that risk and run back, but then, you know, there's a chance he loses bomb. It could get way worse. And all while Rops is gone. Back into the bathrooms, instantly just disappears in the mist, and could come at this from a different angle. It can be so tricky to play against Rops. He's always up to his own thing, playing on his own page.
We didn't see that.
Oh, now he does, but a little too late. Hobbit's gonna easily push him over. There wasn't much health left for Rops, but at least Rops can get back some more info. That's gonna pull Rain up towards that A site and leave FaZe split 2-2. They're gonna keep pressing closer. This is a Cloud9 working with a singular smoke and Molotov. A second Tech9 kill from Hobbit would have done wonders, but it's also ahead of the pack. Shiro's still waiting outside Monster. Axile nowhere to be found, needs to join him through Connector. And at the 15-second mark, we're gonna get one last attempt from C9 to puncture into the B site, but twists. The cold-blooded Canadian locks it in with another couple headshots, as per usual, very on brand. That's 3 kills for Twist in the B site, up to 5, just like FaZe, a 4-round lead.
And I think FaZe kind of hit the speed limit right now. They're in cruise control. Up into Legends, get 3-0 starts.
Backstab.
Whatever.
But think about Hobbit's heart.
Yeah. Well, he's such a nice guy. I mean, he's already a bleeding heart in the first place.
Fair point. Sorry for derailing you.
I forgot what I was saying. The Legends. So like Navi, for example, the back-to-back majors, they got 3-0 in both Legends stages, and we're most normally known as a team who had slow starts. That just isn't true anymore. And of course, what happened in the past won't necessarily continue to happen, as other teams in the world have just gotten better, right? But they also didn't win the last major. FaZe did. But for Cloud9, you know, I think they watch these the first round and they think, well, yeah, we want to be one of the teams that benefited from getting the rust off and having deep conversations about why we lost and improving upon things that we know we need to play here in Legends.
I think there's like this parallel, but also the contrast. You know, Mao's the 3-0 team. Cloud9 just grind through. It's going to be a 6th for FaZe. Hobbit slides forward, possible by Shiro, and so, yes, it's for a moment sketchy, but FaZe okay, 6-1.
Yeah, there's that incredible spot of brilliance there from Shiro was also a regular feature in the last few days with just the amount of highlights that he had. He was opping as if he had a rifle in some situations, and Shiro's the guy that he doesn't really put the pressure on you. You put the pressure on him and then you lose. He's really good in the clutch. He's really good in the late round. And he was incredible, though, in moments during that challenger stage in ways I don't think any other operator could have been, even ones that are more flicky and more active. Shiro was so good at finding the core position on the map that was going to get the most efficacy, maximizing all of the shots that he took, basically never missed. I mean, you could actually count in some of those games the shots that he missed on one hand. It was unbelievable. So that dragged him through to this point. It probably can't keep up at that level. Like, we were talking about 146 kills in the first 4 maps for Shiro.
It's just insane.
And they had only won 2 of them, I think. So even if he's around that level, though, that's just fine for Cloud9. That should be enough. But yeah, I think at this point now we've seen a couple of these rounds really fall apart again. I wonder if they're going to fake a default and then try to stay alive with 5 and do some of those contact explodes that we saw a few days ago.
Rob's, his feet were spotted by Hobbit. And so when that smoke fades, Hobbit's got the advantage. Twist, though, going to serve up a problem for Cloud9, and Hobbit also shoots his gun, so yeah, we've got Robs on high alert. Nice spot from the barrel. Hobbit just kind of keeping his eyes all over the place. Something back for Cloud9 as Inters tucks along the fountain wall, but Axile's been smoked off at B. Yep. We just get fights on 3 separate fronts.
They just thought they were going to win the round right there. Rain pushing was trying to say, all right, now Cloud9 are going to group for B for sure. The round is still alive, but it speaks to the confidence of FaZe at the moment.
FaZe will have to keep working in one that they thought was already deflated, but
well, this is the most obvious move for the T side, you know, loosening the pressure on the mid push. Rain not going to be able to flank him in this spot, so surely they're afraid of a late A play, and they're totally in tune with the timings. Look at the rotations coming in on the CT side, yeah.
The fact Robs goes on that flank through Monster, kind of, again, just goes for the all-in. And not enough bodies from Cloud9 to really try and plug the holes. This boat's sinking in round 8. 12 seconds left over. Yeah, it's that tough decision. Do we round this corner? Are we being read like a book? And that intuition is absolutely on point. Cloud9, if you had gone forward, it was a meat grinder in the bomb site. And so they'll hang on to Shiro's op. Inters with the AK. Any fight? No, sir. Twist's going to let him have it. FaZe Clan 7-1.
Yeah. And I think the thing is right now that even if Cloud9 did do some of those full execs, FaZe are playing aggressively every round. So I think an early part of your game plan versus any team on any map in the first few rounds is making sure the CTs can't feel like they can take risks. Because
FaZe take a little glance down long this round, moving Brokey, completely
the Furia walk right
here.
So they're doing the Furia walk right here. And they'll try to use kind of as minimal nades as possible to get as much space as possible.
Sneaky. But Brokey awaits them. Rain tries to prod them with the spam and lays down the smoke. Brokey just saw a bit of Hobbit, so he's going to get smashed back. More bodies definitely known, and Rain can just sit and wait. All of Cloud9 trying to peel away here. They're going to try to counter-pick Brokey in the back of the site, but now they have spotted Rain up close. He knows he's spotted. He's going to get out of there. A dangerous place to have been in. A singular flash is what's left on FaZe at the 40-second mark. Cloud9, ooh, they're going to find their equalizing kill at least. But now what?
Oh, man. Wow, they did such a good job of drawing out utility, constantly swinging, making sure their flashes were useless, just going underneath them, and now Cloud9 got their heads scratching. I mean, the flank is coming in from the stairs. Axel has to miss it because we crossed the 30-second mark.
Perfectly timed.
He's figured this out.
Perfectly timed. Kerrigan, but he does get stopped. Brokey in the corner, gonna get another shot in. Inters, he'll drop him, and Twist gets the trade.
And Axel watching that flank is one thing, but that's Kerrigan at the top of con with 27 seconds, knowing it's going to be an A play. And who's on the site? 3 players. At Brokey, Twist, everybody was already there. It was a party. Yeah, and they didn't even do anything that aggressively last round, and they were right that Cloud9 were going to try to group up and explode on the A site, and now they go back to it.
It was actually one of the most passive rounds we got out of them, right? Connector completely forfeited at the start. Their only move was a quick peek down long and then just posturing Rain into the side of bathrooms.
Yeah, the way that Rain peaked made it look like he was kind of playing sloppy, but what he was doing was just making sure all their flashes were useless. Like every single time they threw something and tried to swing, he was there peaking when they thought he'd be falling back, and here he is just farming a little bit more.
Oh, it's 4.
15 and 3 already.
It's a one-man army.
Yeah.
Oh, Rain had those stats. Previous major MVP, not just the champion in Antwerp, but it's an ace in the first map for Rain. And what a sign of things to come, perhaps. When it comes to the big events, when it comes to specifically majors, this guy just finds a whole other level. It'll put Cloud9 back in with a bye.
Shiro top fragging with 5 kills right now. You can't get too mystified by the score line entirely, but this is a game where a lead will matter. FaZe are definitely playing incredibly well from a positional standpoint as well as mechanical.
Ooh, door open. I was almost timing to catch Hobbit and Axile. The continuation spray from Rops is sick. That's like 20 bullets deep. Just gets what he wants. Hobbit slides into the B site. In the meanwhile, that is a completely clear B bomb site. Twist gonna chase down Nafany. Down he goes. And Rops, meanwhile, just holding off on connector.
Dude,
if only Cloud9 knew they could have pushed.
There's no CT in the bomb site, but they don't think that's even possible, right?
Why
in their
would
mind,
it be?
That's not even an option. But the thing is, they have a lot of information, right? Is it possible that they know all the CTs that were here?
They would have known at least 2, but
they got Twist, who is just coming to support A. Rain didn't even show himself, right? And now they are just locked into these positions. Cloud9 and FaZe probably don't know exactly where each other are at this moment. They could have gone anywhere. Now they'll find a target here. Rops with the deep angle.
Yeah. Leave it to Rops. Finds the first one. Knows Shiro's close. And it's a spectacular little headshot to put down the Opper. 9-round lead to FaZe.
That one brought to you by perfect crosshair placement. You better believe, Shiro, if he clicked, he was going to get that frag.
Rops.
Huge round.
Yeah, like 22 bullets deep on that spray. Just,
it's got him dancing.
An absolute hailstorm of gunfire. And then the contrast closes it with 4 bullets, 2 kills, little bursts. We know what Rops can do from start to finish. And right now, this one, as quickly as it started, nearly finished. Cloud9, 4 rounds left. We always knew that it was going to be strugglesome on this T side, but 1 round. And the nature of some of these, how they've been shut out. They haven't even gotten themselves into that A site for a bomb plant mode. They won the 3rd round and have not planted a bomb yet.
And we look back on that pistol again, see how valuable that was. They came close, but just got outgunned.
FaZe said, you think you have a good CT side? Well, watch this. But Hobbit, who absolutely stood up in the challenger stage while Axile went absent. Shiro needed a top fragging rifler. Few maps, that was Hobbit. Oof. Can't forget. Can't forget what he and Gambit once accomplished. Rain deep on ladder. Spray's gonna get away from him. Nafany trades that one back, and maybe it's about time Cloud9 take their second.
Yeah, this one's pretty good, winning their default in 3 different positions on the map. And Twist and Brokey still alive. A couple of guys who you know could potentially pull off a 2v4. And it's probably about time for them to gamble on something. Save together or frag together. See if Cloud9 can get ahead of it. Heaven Smoke coming in first.
It's Twist's turn.
Oh yeah, they're both here.
Oh, the Twist and Brokey show. Op catches the first one, Twists.
They might forget about him.
Gonna keep this one sunk in the swamp. Nafany hands busy. Looking for the support player instead. Shiro, though, not gonna present himself over the edge. Twist waits a second longer. Shiro making some sound. Twist is definitely piecing this together. But he eats the flash, so has to wait as Brokey gets ever closer.
Oh wow, they're figuring this out actually.
3rd player's Hobbit over on short. Brokey needs to do it all. Over he goes and down he goes. Shiro, sure enough, given a chance to shine with the M4, will get himself at least those 2 kills in the post. Cloud9 it is only a second round win.
It was a precarious situation, and at least for Cloud9, the 2 rounds that they win are both great. I mean, they won that first round, was a really strong default. This round's also in a similar fashion, keeping up a mechanical level, fight after fight. Axel getting off a more classic lurk in his position as a B defaulter every single time they played the map, finally getting his. So, you know, maybe there's still hope for them, but the tough part at this point of the game is that there's money left over for FaZe, so they're just going to have to chew through rifles to get every single round that they win.
Hobbit's fast. But Rops up and above. Ooh, Axile flashes him away and comes peeking around the corner, expecting the duel. So he'll grab it. Opening kill yet again, Cloud9. They've been far and few between, so we'll see if in the waning moments of this first half, they can recover enough rounds to try and show us, again, just how good that CT side can be. Can't forget, though, they will face the best offense they have yet in FaZe. It's that second half. I want to know so bad.
Rain is the guy here to watch in this position because he put himself in a spot where it's already a little risky. They scale bathrooms and he can get flanked, but he can also tell them it's not long late into the round. Normally, if he's kind of behind the flower pots, then he peeks out at 30-second mark. But now, since he's early, 50 seconds, he's getting a lot of info, right? Now he doesn't have to know at 30 seconds if they're crossing the flower pots because he knows at 50 seconds they can't even get there. So this will give some confidence to the B holders who are going to sit and wait for this exec to come. And Rain's already working on that con flank.
Kerrigan, he's going to see the short push, can't stop it. It comes through real quick.
Jeez.
2 kills, instantaneous, transitions FaZe to a save. Cloud9, they find their target off of a 5 versus 4. And again, right, just give us a little so that we can actually get to see what unravels in the next.
Yeah, they really, Rain got caught, or sorry, Kerrigan got caught off guard. They're expecting the first player to come out of Monster. And the exec is nice from Cloud9. Again, another really nice round overall. They get the 5v4. There is a timing for Rain to get some aggressive information because he's been so good at that. At figuring out the site for FaZe for the rotations. But in this situation, they exec fast enough that he doesn't get down the stairs. There's still 2 in the B site, but neither get a kill. And some good entry work there from C9. So got to appreciate that. And finally, the money started to come down. These saved rifles could make a difference in the outcome of next round. Because it looks like a couple can drop, and that should mean everyone has full guns. Wouldn't be the case if they had both died.
They'll have money to spare even for the next one. So FaZe's ferocious start nets them a well-funded end. Cloud9 have now survived what was those aggressive starts. 2 more rounds added since that very measly 1 in round 3. A couple more to go. Past the fire, Nafany back into the playgrounds, and once more,
tempo.
Early B.
Yeah, they're actually trying to punish and see if FaZe aren't going to play aggressively again. They kind of win a lot of free space here. Minute 30, halfway up long. Brokey adjusts. Maybe he's got a semblance, an idea of what's going on. Part of the reason you're mollying mid here is to listen for that smoke and see if you need to rotate early. We'll call for some assistance, put Rain up front. But you don't really retake the whole bathrooms and go around most normally. You sit here and give your teammate who's coming in as a third a place on the site to rotate into. That's Twist.
Molly meets them. Ominous.
Yeah.
No free follow through yet for Cloud9.
Well, if this is online, they may have heard that damage from the Molotov for the bathrooms players. I don't think they could trust that information, but Cloud9, they might be worried about it. Why did that molly come out in front of the smoke?
Yeah, these mid-round aggressions again from FaZe, where Rops gets out through Monster, just enables this heavy A stack.
Dude,
and we've already seen rounds a la Pistol, where the moment Cloud9 tried to get out from that brackets, it's done. Met by another smoke, the 30-second mark.
Look how many CTs are here, man.
Yikes.
But look at the push here from Rops. I mean, he doesn't even have to full flank. There's still the stairs timing, so he can't actually go all the way around comfortably. But they just know it's going to be A now.
Oh, but that molly got extinguished. There would have been another molly down. Maybe Cloud9 can still fight through, but you'd think with every piece of FaZe ready and expecting that this should go swimmingly for the CTs, and of course, Cloud9 sink. I mean, just built to fail at that moment. Time was of the issue, and unfortunately for Cloud9, those little winning rounds will come to an end. 2 in a row, met by FaZe's 11th.
It just became diminishing returns as they an opening tactic, try to find a tempo, get through the smoke in mid, take long control early. Minute 35, they're halfway up long. A minute later, they're still just past flower pots. So with that amount of time, that's when you start getting anxious. You haven't worked map control that entire time. You don't know what's been pushed. And while FaZe, they've been pretty frisky. If they feel like someone's not there, they're going to take the timing. And this time it was Rob's outside Monster.
Contrast to what the first map of this day could have got you to expect. FaZe come in and just strike down Cloud9 so far. Rob's at it again, but Nafany, ooh, well played. It's going to execute Robs, who thought he had way more free real estate than he realized. Cloud9 have been successful in converting 5 versus 4s into round wins when FaZe get that rambunctious, but Rain fighting down long could have been the chance to grab it back. Nafany's going to go ahead and get himself a second. So it does feel like Cloud9 could squeeze this 4th onto the board. Even losing Axile in short, no big deal. Cloud9 deep on long already. But Brokey, ooh, curious situation here. He catches Hobbit. He's going to know of the possibility of this long flank, and he's going to fall back before Nafany activates. Didn't want to do it on his own. He allowed for Shiro and Inters to join them through bathrooms, but now there's 2 defenders to deal with.
Yeah, Brokey has a flash for Kerrigan as well. But yeah, okay,
Nice
just
nade.
calling out this position.
Oh, but
Ooh.
Nafany peeks as it blows up, and that supportive player for Brokey suddenly dead already. We get the Molotovs onto the truck. Brokey's hanging on to Dumpster. And now with the smoke in front of him, he's going to try to press right through. No reaction to Nafany, can't keep it fast enough. And Nafany goes ahead, takes this into his own hands, and gives us 4 kills. Twists. It's a 1v3 clutch attempt. It's got no utility on it. While Inters holds the full belt, and Nafany guns for that ace. 2 aces in 1 half, perhaps. Twist trying to figure this one out. Cloud9 completely silent. That time now becomes the bigger issue. Poor Twists was so far removed that he has no clue where they've gotten off to. Process of elimination, and he'll put down Nafany. No ace, grabs both kills, but unfortunately for Twists, time makes the difference. Will 4 rounds make the difference? We know what C9 do on the defense, but this FaZe is ferocious.
Behind them, son.
Coming in. Coming in.
Flashing. One, all the going A.
More. More, eh. More, banana up. Both.
Low.
Up. Dead. Low. Nice!
Let's go!
Let's go!
Smoke is not yet thrown. Twist, the utility coming over top. It's his chance to shine. A little bit of damage. Double from Twist. He loses Kerrigan, a third, fourth. The magician.
Get it out when he reacts faster, Twist. Oh, baby, what is that? The king of the north has claimed his stake to an A. Twist will remain supreme.
This unit
concerns. The sound is there, the spray is too. He's got a second AK, and he hits Bin off the bomb. They have to run him down. Zipple's posted. Twist, you've got no hope. No! No way!
The first 15 rounds of this one absolutely belong to FaZe Clan. Rain showing up in MVP form, Twists and Brokey coming through with numbers, Kerrigan calling well, and unfortunately for the side of Cloud9, we don't get to see that superb form that Shiro showed across the Challenger stage. There's still time for that to be the recovery, but every single loss, he was already dragging them, kicking and screaming to some sort of a performance. Right now, along the rest of the pack, we find Shiro right there in the middle.
Yeah, I think he's foaming at the mouth to play the CT side, though. Yeah, we can never get too excited about or too down on one half, because especially with Cloud9 on this map, they've already made so many comebacks. I'm sure they feel good. I'm sure that they were hoping to put together a better T side there, but Kerrigan really showing how much preparation went into that game, and players like Rain, for example, being able to freely roam around the A site was a huge reason that they were easily able to pick up rounds, overstack the correct sites, and towards the end, he died a couple of times, and that's the reason Cloud9 got back into the game. They want to clasp their hands in gratitude that they got these 4, but a lot rests on this pistol. They gave up a really strong position in pistol round number 1 by letting Rain and Kerrigan multi-frag.
T-side pistol looking like Kerrigan with the smoke and flash. Bomb still all the way back by the club. So for now, no follow through. Just gonna posture in. Look for that jump spot punish. Hobbit. He's gonna keep all 100 of his health. And more pieces of the puzzle for FaZe inch their way closer.
They're readying their exec into 3.
Shiro, dual Berettas in the pocket. Just about, okay! Looking the right way at the right time, but he stares Rain in the face as his brain gets blasted, and that B site cracked wide open. Hobbit falls back into the graffiti corner, a little sanctuary as his teammate rotates in. Another up above, Axile hoping from heaven that he'll get some kind of impact. Smoke goes outwards, blocks off a little bit of support. Twist wants to set up the crossfire, but now that Heaven player is going to draw his attention. Rops instead has to deal with graffiti push on his own, and so it goes. Hobbit to the wayside, Nafany follows suit, and we've got FaZe Clan staring this pistol round win in the eyes. Axile dies, and it all goes smooth. Yeah. FaZe follow through off of Rain's entry, and a nice 3-piece from Rops.
Yeah, this makes their job a little bit easier. And the entries are really solid. The just small key move there, just a little extra thing, is jumping off the site into back pit is what allows Robs to get into this position and Twist to get in his position under Heaven. And these 2 spots are the hardest to dislodge when you're trying to retake, especially when you don't have a lot of utility. And so they do a really good job scaling, is what I'm trying to say. FaZe 4 rounds away from winning, and Cloud9 thinking, man, we did it a lot of times, but now we're facing, you know, a world beater team, one of the favorites at this whole event. And even though we've played them countless times to the point that we're actually sick of it and have got some big wins, are we going to be able to do this again?
Defending major champions. Kicking off Rio with, well, a hell of a blowout so far. They've given Cloud9 the absolute bare bones chance of bringing it back by losing pistol and this follow-up. Sure enough, 5 USPs. Don't put your house on it.
There, it looks like they're being cautiously avoided right now. All the T's just above them. Cloud9 haven't seen anything, so they're deciding to change their bet. Problem is, changing your bet to the A site, it's not that fruitful sometimes. Just not a lot of good spots to sand. No smokes for the mollies that could come down. Actually, no mollies here for the T side. So that might make a couple of positions a little bit better.
Not that it'll help in the firepower department. Ooh. Good little lineup there. Good output from the Galil. Inters continues to try his damnedest. CT's lineup. Kerrigan's going to find an easy couple of kills. Where is Shiro? FaZe wonder. Hiding in the smoke. Hoping that he could get a chance to survive. But Rain's going to put an end to that. His 21st frag. 17 rounds deep.
One thing we noticed about the crowd is they have two favorites. Brazilians, maybe three. Brazilians, South Americans overall, and legends. That's something that they absolutely get behind.
Feels like respect for the game in that regard.
We noticed that with Crims on stage a little bit earlier on. The team has a team or a player has a long storied history. They have a lot of respect here in Rio.
As long as you're not playing a Brazilian team.
Yes, there is a priority list, of course.
Hey, you know, it's the rules of engagement. Battle ain't beautiful, but it sure sounds good.
I mean, if you're cheering for the other team, you're not a real fan anyway.
Ooh, Kerrigan. Gonna slide through that bathroom smoke. He's very much on his own here. Axile holding the angle. So Kerrigan's little expedition comes to an abrupt end, dies of scurvy. It'll happen. And Shiro comes down from the bathrooms to help out. Axile's gonna keep it clean. The rifle work looking good. Shiro even on the A1S. It's 3 clean kills from the first gun round of Cloud9. Again, you'd be an absolute fool to write off Cloud9's CT side. So to see them pick up what looks like an early gun round win means there's still some left in the tank, but they lost that second pistol. They didn't force buyback. They put all their eggs in this basket. It had to be the rifle round win, and it's nice to see that it's going to come early.
Why did Brokey just drop his Galil and not pick up anything?
Because he's Brokey.
True. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I see. There was M4 ahead. I was like, wow.
There's always method to the madness.
True.
Little 20-second push down into the A site. That's all they've got left to offer. CT's no utility. There are 2 smokes. You think if those smokes are well placed, then maybe they can get a plant if they really want to chance it. But now we're going to call this one a save, call it quits, and give Cloud9 their 5th.
Yeah, they got kind of decimated there, trying to get up to banana control, and with that, time is down. They'll save it, take it to the next, and we'll have to kind of patiently wait and see if Cloud9 can continue the streak. Of course, they can get rolling. We're going to see some of their score lines recover. And for now, it won't be hard to get through the money. One final buy here in for FaZe Clan before they'll have to save. We'll see what the call is from Kerrigan about how to approach this after that loss.
Well, straight through the fire. Axile, just like last round, awaits Kerrigan. Nade's gonna go a little too deep, and Kerrigan tries to chase off the trajectory, but Axile slips back into the bathrooms with Shiro yet again hereby to help.
They weren't exactly ready for that.
FaZe gonna do the same that we saw from Cloud9, the Furio walk.
And
Axile peeks off. Kerrigan this time gets sweet revenge, and now they're going to try to follow through, immediately sprinting up beyond the bathroom. Shiro, back of twist turn, easy, and then Hobbit and Nafity come in with instantaneous kills. It's a shutdown. Cloud9 put an abrupt end to what FaZe thought would be an easy route to A.
yeah, that was an absolute shower of frags. To be honest, leaving Axile top bathrooms it's usually totally fine. It just didn't look that strong with the support or the main focus being Shiro on a rifle in this round. So not having an op makes it a lot harder to control A, less useful when it comes to jump spotting. You end up spotting with a rifle, falling back to a place like Bank, and then trying to retake. But in this spot, Shiro picked the right risk, getting in to that signpost, taking an early fight, and then just evacuating it as quickly as he came in. And his teammates are right there to jump up.
Well, that one's going to be a little boost of confidence for Cloud9. Again, right, if the game plan is get through the first half and then just succeed in the second, time to prove it. FaZe Clan have a Deagle, AP250. and a crawl to the A site. Kerrigan at the front yet again. Axile didn't see the shadow. He could have for a second. He's going to be able to survive the test for at least a second longer, bringing Kerrigan down. And there are emergency protocols in place. Nafany going to hang on. Hobbit flanks this one. Spams down Rops. Brokey. There's the answer. You got the Deeg. Why not give it the best chance to swing it? Shiro, 3 kills on that. Cloud9 within 6 of FaZe, but it's a buyback from the T side.
Now, when FaZe won their CT rounds, as CT side as this map can be, they still had to go out there. They still had to push. They still had to take fountain control sometimes. They still had to take playground, and these are scary spots for the CTs to play in. And we know that Cloud9 will have to do similar things. They don't really play the map as aggressively on CT side as most other teams do, but they'll have to pick their spots, whether it's con control for Axel. And again, he will be a focus point on the map if this comeback ever takes place. Still showing a very consistently high level of form.
Here we go. Fast B play. Rain at the helm. Hobbit looks towards Monster first. Wow. Man, on a swivel. And just like that one rifle round at A, it is Cloud9 dumpstering the offense on their hit.
Yeah, they totally shut it down. Woodwall player is not mollied or flashed, and Hobbit makes it a multi from that position. No trades in place means C9 going to quickly secure an 8th round here. And again, actually, the saves are pretty key. They're not going to have much to work with next round. I don't know if they're really going to attempt anything. Brokey took a sigh after his teammates fell trying to get into the site, because he knows it's now just a long, long wait. We've got a few different looks here from FaZe early on in this T side, slow and fast. And I think one of my favorite parts about the way they play the map, at least T-side wise, is they don't wait for everything. Like, they always take some kind of aggressive risk early to get some bit of map control for free, because the most important part about this map is beating the clock. It feels enormous sometimes, and if you try to respect every piece of utility and every push that could come out, you will lose to the clock before you lose to the other team.
Hobbit, before time expires, gets a couple others. So 4 kills from him on that B hold made it look real easy. Again, utility just kind of off the mark for FaZe. Didn't make their job any easier. In fact, what felt like an impossible attempt into that B site with Hobbit hitting like he did.
3K is just that right amount of money to... Oh, we got the Coach
Roban's
Polo.
back.
Yeah, with the Coach Polo.
Wasn't at the last major.
Yeah, love that. This is where the half-buy tactics come in. Off the T-side pause. Actually, just a light investment. Not too many nades getting involved right now, and a few different deagles. Definitely a worthwhile pursuit, especially with the players on FaZe Clan. There's no shortage of deaglers here. You could already feel tremors of something happening in this match.
Yep. Shiro. Oh, blindsided. Rain was tucked. Perked up in the perfect moment. Hobbit. Oh! You just said that talent goes deep.
Oh, that's the op.
And the one thing with Cloud9 CT side so far was they were getting through these rounds, the little pistol ones, with absolute conviction.
Man, this is so much power right now for FaZe Clan. The amount of time left on the clock, you know the CTs are going to look for something, and the Ts are still spread out entirely. So Axel walking this down off a shadow advantage. He goes a bit farther. Exactly that. He's going to try to get a little bit of info back, and that perfect amount of patience, and the spread on the map is beautiful for FaZe Clan. No way this is how they do it. I think we've seen 3 bullets this round.
They are just soaked in talent, drenched in swagger. 3 individual 1-deags.
And this is what I was talking about with their CT side. They're still going to have to put CTs in untradeable spots in very aggressive positions to win rounds. As advantageous as they are, it's still scary.
Gonna try to split that A site 2-2. Rob's going down early, could bring Inters up in time. Nafany's about to get tested. Down goes the front. There's Brokey. Picked up that op. The hardware given over, and Inters just sinks away. Cloud9 CT side, touted as great, and it is, but not infallible. 3 hard-hitting Desert Eagles between Rain, Rops, and Twists.
Damn, they just, that's nuts. FaZe with 14 off that. We haven't even really seen a rifle round win yet. Just the pistols on pistols on pistols. And beautiful amount of patience in a very readable spot for what the setup could be. Just like that, FaZe on top.
14
with money left over off that save, which means now Cloud9 have to get through 2 rifle rounds to earn the save again. This is where your heart sinks. Make no mistake, this game is close. Ratio to rounds, we've seen Cloud9 have won the most quality rounds in the second half. Straight up. FaZe have to wait for another eco. Then this game will get very close. They need to pull out a rifle round victory. Now it looks like they're doing the faker default, make sure the CTs aren't pushing anything, and then go back into a full-on play. We'll see. The double nade works out, hits Nafany in his usual spot. He'll be standing here behind the wood wall, throwing some support utility, refreshing the smoke on Monster, spamming through that wood wall to kill the stairs player. And they found him in his favorite position.
FaZe wasting no time to work into the bathrooms. Shiro awaits them. Rain looks like he's about to walk right into his own death. Unless he gets underneath it. Yeah, fast move. Predicts the angle. Axile still playing in front.
Oh, what?
Brokey just bested him from the back line of this hit. Now Shiro, time to answer. And this is hit so hard throughout the challenger stage. Now he's under pressure. Finished by Brokey. It's the counter op that connects, and Rops keeps his eyes on the flank to keep man advantage in the hands of FaZe. Such little health left on Brokey, but sometimes that doesn't matter for him. Nafany not going to see anybody leave, as Rain has already managed to get his way back along. And Inters with Nafany have to work their way forward. These are not the stars of Cloud9, and they're pretty ill-equipped. Inters has the kit. Nafany throws out the smoke. It could be a desperate attempt to just get those 5 seconds through. Nafany's gonna tap it, but it needs to be Inters who goes for the defuse, and he's gonna catch that long kill first. Now Nafany fights forward, gets the better of Rops. Brokey goes down, and they pull off that retake with just a second to spare. It's Cloud9 back in with 8.
Oh, that was incredibly low odds to be able to make that happen. It's so well played. I thought, oh man, he's got a stick in this position. There's no way he's gonna be able to draw out the kills they need to, but everybody contributes. And I say everybody, it's literally just the 2 of them, Nafany and Inters, the 2 rotators over from B. That is a Hail Mary situation they found themselves in. Shiro got 1 kill. Brokey did such a good job of, with the support of Rain's flash, making sure that Shiro didn't have a good fight on the truck on his 1 fallback position, and his main rifler's right-hand man, Axile, dies first to the peek from Brokey, and it feels like that's where everything collapses. That is going to be a 15th round for FaZe, and instead now FaZe, they'll have to continue to work. That one sucks for Kerrigan. The call was good, the execution was pretty good, but the retake was extraordinary.
Shiro ready, but burning. Ooh, Brokey's on the hunt. He was able to just collapse important pieces of that last one, and now he's about to get a target. If they're not careful when they walk up ramp, a missed shot.
Oh, he missed.
Hobbit's gonna pick that up, punishes it instantly.
Imagine missing, couldn't be me.
After that last round as well, where things were looking so good for Brokey. 1 missed shot, 1 man down. And 4 rifles left between FaZe and another save.
Yeah, that's tough, man. You're gonna have to dig deep into the idea bank.
That would be Cloud9 shooting for what should be a smooth and easy 11th. They've already lost to Deagles, so we have to put an asterisk on it. No round is safe for either team, it seems.
Oh, oops. Accidental click means the smoke drops at his feet. And he actually kind of ruins the point of reference to throw his other nades. Damn. Just ends up tossing that Molotov.
Don't see that every day.
It's pretty haphazard.
Rain.
It's pretty improvised, but they're running into the site.
Working with what he can. Nafany off of that flash, perfect time fight. He gets himself two. Kerrigan could be the difference as Rops applies that pressure onto Shiro. He's got 34 health, but only 14 seconds left for the T's to work with. Next player up, it's Hobbit on Dumpster. And they need to cover. They do. Bombs down. Rops back in with impact. Dropped out. Kerrigan needs the clutch, but Inters comes out with two. Woo. And yet again, Cloud9, it's the rotators that do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, that's crazy. One big one for Inters to save the day, secure this most important dignity round of getting into 10 and giving Cloud9 a chance of staying alive. They keep the economy afloat, and it's also a round where FaZe are going to save into the next. That's well done. Very impressive that they were able to make that happen. Like I said, this game is closer than it appears, and Cloud9 are absolutely earning it every step of the way. A T timeout is, you know, it's a natural junction point for a time to reassess the strategies moving into the last quarter. Well, into the last quarter. That is a smart looking dog.
Wish I had a hat like that. Three techs. FaZe Clan starting to meet that coveted CT side that everybody's been talking about. By the skin of their teeth on a couple, and Nafany right back to his action. It's gonna catch Rain, big scalp to take. In this case, it's only one of the Tech 9s. Robson Twist gonna try to slowly creep that way in from short. It's the emphasis short side. Rops will come through when he chooses. Nafany just catches Brokey jumping around like a madman, and Twist to AK gets nothing. So Rops has already started to peel away with the bomb down. It's just complete collapse again from FaZe as they try to work their way to these sites. B has been closed. A has had cracks, and Rops goes back in for second servings. Didn't get out through Monster, had to attempt it in from short. One extra kill means nothing for Cloud9. They're all good. Buys after buys as they hit 11 and now within 3.
Yeah, I think in terms of stories, the most surprising thing is the rotators getting the rounds that they need to make this comeback possible, because again, Shiro having a few kills in T-half, I really don't think he cares. I really don't think he cares. Super hard to have impact in that first half, but like with their kills coming up, I thought it would be Axel and Shiro on CT side stopping any plants from even going down. But FaZe have been able to get into post plants, and that's when it's actually T favored and they're still losing those positions. Really got to give kind of unlimited credit to Hobbit, Nafany, Inters on the other side of the map for saving them in a few spots now. Round 26, the T's do not have that many nade options. Molotovs are critical for execs on both sides of the map. One Molotov on Optimus is the difference between a round win and loss. If Shiro can play both sides of the truck openly, and all you can do is flash him, that's where you lose. If you don't have a headshot molly, it's one of the most key crossfires on the map. So they're going to try to soften up B players through other avenues. This time the double nade to the wood wall where Hobbit multi-fragged from in previous round. And I think right now FaZe are just trying to make it so they just don't know exactly what site's being taken.
Pretty ambiguous round.
Yeah.
Now it's the util pressure towards A. Shiro, ooh, he's going to come down on Kerrigan, but actually stutters it and still just waits that extra second in case.
It's that walk back.
Yep.
It's the walk back that is spotted from Shiro that's really important here. And look, Inters again can't get mollied in this spot.
We've seen him on the retake and in the clutch, but now it's from the barrels hold with Hobbit up in front. Shut down on Rain, and they're going to have to press in through Monster. All that's left of FaZe at the 10-second mark. Still nothing back the other way. Cloud9 simply do not fall, and Brokey has to save again.
Yeah. No way in. I think they tried their hardest with the little bit of utility that they had.
After time?
Oh, I think it was. Yeah, Brokey is, well, it's in the name. Penniless. Yeah. Jesus. Well, 2-round game. A buffer on the academy for Cloud9. FaZe knows what it felt like to be Cloud9 in this position, but the emotions are only positive for the defending side now.
C9 We're running it back on the defense after losing pistol.
Yeah.
And the conversion.
They lost both pistols this game, so if they win this map, they were by far the better team. I think that needs to be pointed out.
This is something spectacular going on the defense. Counter-Strike, the tale of two halves, but you can't slip up in a round like this. So killing the singular AK of Robs is a great start for Hobbit. I think he's been really good, just pressed in against that wall. He's constantly just slowing FaZe down, serving up frags. And I can't even remember them getting into that B site.
No, they have not really been trying. They did a couple of execs. The pistol round, they did it.
Blind is a bad. Kerrigan slides out. Inter's going to put a quick end to him.
That was just the first flash. They were waiting for the second one to swing out. Kerrigan just goes wild with it. No X Factor rounds here for FaZe. No triple entries or anything like that. Again, it was all in the pistol. That made it look like it was going to keep happening. Rain's entry. Far cry from then.
Last second attempt, twists. Yeah, you'll find the one. Ooh, make it the two. Now this would have to be the most magnificent moment from Van Dalken. And the M4, excuse me, is going to betray him. So the Desert Eagle, that's where the magic happened for the 2 kills.
Wow.
It slides away. Yo, shout out Nafany, 21 and 18
Yeah,
at the
top
moment.
of the board. He's not, I mean, Shiro's not at the top of the board. Axile's not even having that game that I thought he would be able to have as he's consistently had on Overpass. It's, yeah, Nafany, and he's a rotator. I mean, he was able to assassinate someone through the wood wall in the staircase kind of one time, throw some nades here or there as a rotator. I think, again, that's the really big thing. He has made up for the kind of abject failure from Shiro and Axel to just stop the bomb from going down on the A site.
They're going to try B again. They haven't even found the entry kills. They haven't even found the bomb plants. Kerrigan, this time, gets the better of Hobbit, but barely. Little health for these two. Nafany, we just praised him, but how about now when the pressure's really on? Rain's gonna keep it tucked in. Nafany's delivering! 3 kills from inside the swamp. Rob's back at it. Another chance for Cloud9 to retake. And funnily enough, now it's the stars. It's not Inters and Nafany from B to A, but vice versa. Brokey and Robs, they know one's heaven, and Shiro has slid out in the meantime, all the way over. He's got the utility to burn a player out of the post plant. Robs is hunting, scouring for some sort of a headshot, doesn't want Brokey to be under pressure. Axile falls down from the skies, and Brokey is just locked into this position. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He fights, and he falls. Cloud9 tie at 14.
Oh, they use their utility in this situation, the 2v2. Double flashing, knocking out both players' vision, and they even molly the fallback, so Brokey feels like he has nowhere to go, painting them into a corner, and it can be so hard to orchestrate utility when you know you could get swung on at any time. And so the A-side players return the favor. So many retakes in this game, all going the way of Cloud9, and it is beautifully orchestrated. Wow, and to Nafany earlier on, leading from the front with that hold, making up for 2 of his B-side players dying. The A-side gets a rifle and a knock. The B-side player gets 3 rifles overall, and he's in back pit, a molly to his right side and his left side, and he still finds the multi. He is in unreal form right now. I think a lot of the biggest games, people have been critical of Nafany's individual level on top of some of the calling. Sometimes they can be conflated. It's hard to say, is it because he didn't frag, or is it because the calls weren't there? Well, here, I think he's shown he's got a bit of both.
It's going to be faster. It's going to be quick. Kerrigan already pressing into the bathrooms. Axile's gone. Doesn't like that. Just kind of sketchy. Shiro, oh man!
Don't kill him.
Just standing in the open, a sitting duck, plucks Rain off the play, sticks around for a second and knows better. He's gonna fall away with this. Cloud9 a 5v4 again and again.
Jesus.
It's Nafany to take the front end. When some fall back, Nafany steps forward. And already this defense welcomes the A hit. Try us, they say. Flash, twist dodges. He'll get the better of Nafany. Can't win every duel, but that's also man advantage gone.
Yeah.
So now you better hope that by going for that flash, by taking a proactive play, you haven't just poked the beast. Axile's in the corner of the bathroom. Hobbit's along the wall. Somebody's got to step up, and right now it's Hobbit. Shiro from behind boxes. They both go double kills, and 2 stand at the end. Cloud9 secure 15.
Wow, they've made it happen.
Unbelievable comeback in this second half.
Nearly immaculate.
No pistols.
One round on an island, no pistols in this matchup. Starting down 11-4 and then losing.